You surprised me with that question. Want to act in a movie? That's the Russian spirit worth 10 billion. It was an amazing project, just wow, exciting. I love Italy, I love Sochi. I'm under sanctions. That changed my life.
Hello everyone, my name is Lisa, you are watching Globe Teen, and today we have Oskar Kuchera as our guest. Oskar, hello, it's a pleasure that you agreed to our interview.
Hi Lisa, nice to meet you, thanks for having me.
Did your creative journey begin at the age of 7? Was it difficult?
I started creating at 0 years old. It was tough when I was born. It's still hard.
You attended the school studio for artistic expression. Did you like it?
I really loved that place. Every Sunday, I ran there. It was at the cinema house. The studio was wonderful. Galina Alexandrovna Katsrevin led it. I was in charge of those classes. I don't know how to say it. Drama circle. My partner was Maxime. Can you see that?
Yes.
We played our first performance together long ago. The Most Talented Max.
To be a star student, or?
Are you mad? No. I'm not proud of this, unfortunately. I did very poorly in school. I had 5s and 3s. I didn't have any 4s. I had 1 3. The rest were 5s. There were more subjects than there are now. I found history, literature, and the Russian language interesting. I'm an absolute humanitarian. I wasn't very lucky with my teachers in the exact sciences because I now understand with age that you need to engage a child. If a child is struggling, he or she need help. They are just kids. We were made to study, as is the case today. We are unable to teach you, you can learn. This slogan is great in one way. But on the other hand, it's a disaster. Because if you can't teach, what kind of teacher are you? This is a teacher in an automotive school. Sorry, but I can't teach you. You can learn. Just look at how it's done here. It didn't work, but sorry, you crashed. This is a strange story, so I didn't study very well.
Tell me about your first experience on television. Was it difficult? What were your first impressions?
I can't say it was very scary. Exciting, but not scary at all.
Did your parents push you?
No, never at all. My parents never bothered me. They understood my desires and were always there for me.
Have there been any unforgettable moments in your life? Maybe a significant encounter with someone?
I had one meeting. It was a remarkable meeting that changed my life. It was a chance meeting. In Israel, I went to lead the concert. Russia and Israel was 55 years ago. It was the year 2003. 55 years since Israel was founded. I met an oligarch there, as I later found out, because the day before we were sitting there, laughing and enjoying drinks. I didn't know who he was. We became friends, and later I discovered who he was. The following day, he came to our concert because he had met us the day before. We were at his restaurant. After that, he arrived at the concert, and I said, sorry, Vladimir Alexandrovich, I didn't know. Honestly, I apologize for my behavior. He says, Oskar, I've already proven everything to myself ages ago. So he was an absolutely reasonable person for whom I am grateful for life. The next day, he asked me a simple question while we were sitting. He said to you, do you want to be in a movie? I want it. Who doesn't? I had already acted by then. He asks if I want to be in Broken Lights. It was such a huge project back then. It was unbelievable. I respond, who wouldn't want that? Your main part. I'll describe it like this. I thought it was a joke, naturally. But when I flew to Moscow just 3 to 4 days later, the general producer of the company that filmed Broken Lights called me. Here we are having this conversation. Yes, I had someone like that in my life, and I still do. Sadly, we don't talk much anymore because of circumstances. I'm very thankful to him.
What are the features of Russian culture in your view? What sets us apart from other countries?
Listen, that's such a deep question, to be honest. Essence. That's the Russian spirit. It's something that which ultimately forms our culture and, in general, our ethnic group. So yes, it really is very different from many cultures. It is soulful.
I agree. Regarding personal matters, do you like to take vacations abroad or in Russia?
You know, it's hard for me to say because there are amazing places abroad and crazy places in Russia. Well, how can you compare, I don't know, a beach like, for instance, Florida with Altai? Well, that's not the thing. Comparing warm with blue, it's kind of pointless because both places are cool. But ask me if I want to live in Altai. No. Florida? No. Vacation? Yes. Both. I love Sochi. I went to Sochi 3 times last summer, actually 4 times with my family. We have very close friends who have a magnificent apartment there. We go there to relax in that apartment. It's a huge joy. I love the Black Sea, especially ours, right there. Not everything in Sochi is nice, but I love that area where Camellia is. And then there's Krasnaya Polyana, the mountains, you know. It's great. I love Italy. I really do. Sirmione is my power spot. That's why, you know, sadly, there are issues with traveling there now. Because I can't travel abroad. To Europe. And I'm under sanctions. Well, that's just how it turned out.
All right. Do you believe modern films have an impact on teenagers?
Honestly, I believe all films influence us. That's why I pay close attention to what we view. You know, we are what we consume. Films are part of our consumption. What we take in, we later retransmit in one way or another. We reject some things, which can be surprising. Some things fascinate us. We are also diverse that there is no possibility or understanding of a clear-cut nature. What is good for one person may simply be perceived differently by another. The film Brokeback Mountain, I watch it as a great film about love. And they made it in such a way that I really don't care that there are 2 men. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. I absolutely reject that notion. I categorically reject it. For someone, it can be a litmus test and such a trigger that it drives them crazy. And it has nothing to do with cinema at all. But at the same time, I am categorically against the promotion of LGBT. I am firmly against LGBT promotion. I'm a father of 4 boys. I comprehend this. Thank God the boys are on the right path. Why is it the right path? Because it's God's way. Because men and women maintain relationships, but same-sex relationships do not last. Yes, there are deviations, but let's not talk about that. I'm simply discussing art's impact on people very differently.
Okay. Do you have any idols?
The Bible states, do not make an idol for yourself. Yet they created Jesus Christ. An interesting thing. Idols? No. I don't have idols. I have people who inspire me with what they do. However, I'm not prepared to consider them idols.
Can you name some examples?
From Viktor Tsoi to Putin and Donald Trump. I appreciate my friends who are working on amazing projects. I often call them and say, oh, hey, bravo, thank you. It was.
We received another interesting question from a viewer. Are there any special signs that you believe in?
That's nice, but it's not from God. These are just omens, superstitions. Therefore, superstition has no real value. But something pulls me occasionally. A black cat that crosses my path. I know it's all nonsense, but sometimes, knock on wood. However, I make an effort to overlook it. Although in this regard, I have some quirks. This raises the issue of movies, of education, influenced by both parents and the external environment. It's about upbringing. What if you learned from the start that it's total rubbish and means nothing? But sometimes mom does throw salt over her shoulder. We see this. You talk about movies and they do have an effect.
Here's an interesting question. What if you got a call right now?
An interesting question. Whose opinion?
On my own. What if someone called you now and said you have 10 billion rubles and you need to create something truly memorable?
For 10 billion?
Yes.
I would be filming for the next 15 years. Are you joking? I can't say that. I really can't. Because if I knew what I wanted to film right now, I would already be looking for funding. You caught me by surprise with that question. But it's more than just that. I've been thinking about this intensely for the last 6 months. I keep coming up with scenarios and stories. The great patriotic war theme really affects me. It's been a long time. But now it's so overwhelming that I've buried that moment within myself. I have an intriguing story that can't be told now because of political issues. But regarding the mixed actions of Soviet troops in Berlin in 1945, let's just say, I know this topic will spark reactions. It won't be viewed as art, but as the author's position. And I really don't want that because my stance is different. Naturally, for our soldiers of the Red Army who gave us what we have today.
Well, how important is it to preserve Russian traditions for our generation?
I believe it is necessary. This, of course, largely depends on the parents. Parents must instill this because family comes first. And if school plus family works, then that's just excellent. Agree that if your mother tells you it's good, and then you go to school and your teacher says the same, then your path is already determined. Sure. Okay? And even if your friends say otherwise, still, you already know someone to listen to. And if your friends are also told that it's good, just like they are told it's bad. Yes, and that's that. That's my opinion.
What's your vision for Russian culture's future?
I can't even imagine how to answer this question, I swear. I'm trying right now to expand the boundaries of my own consciousness and try. I have no uncertainty. I can clearly see that Russian culture has a future. It continues to, will stay where it belongs, whatever we do to it. Our foundation is so strong that to dismantle it, one must destroy the world, recreate people who won't know any basics. And still the Russian spirit, which I have spoken about from the very beginning, has no relation to nationality, be it Russian, Jewish, or Kazakh. This is what the Russian spirit is, a person residing on this Russian earth. He draws from this land and creates great things with that spirit. In this case, this culture will still grow. Flowers will bloom from under the asphalt.
I see. What advice can you provide to teenagers who want to develop in the art industry?
Keep developing. Read and observe. First, you need literacy and visual experience. What is art, really? It's you absorbing everything around you through the lens of your. No two fingerprints in the world are alike. You transmit your organism to the world around you. Since Hamlets have been acted out countless times, but each time anew. The text doesn't change, but life plays out quite differently, and that's surprising. To avoid reinventing the wheel, you just need to know what has happened before. It's very simple. In fact, the scheme is 2 kopecks. You take everything in, and when it overflows, it shows what it has. If there is the ability. That's it.
I concur. Oh, well, that's about it.
Great. Globe Teen. Global Youth.
Hey, I'm Lisa, and you're on Globe Teen with Oskar Kuchera today. Hi there.
Hello there.